Well, hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox Chair, on the show this evening is AK and Southside. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Southside. Evening, everybody.
Hi, good evening, Ox. Good to be on with AK. Good evening, everyone listening in this evening.
Yes, how are you, AK?
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, pal. I hope you've had a good one.
Aye, it was eventful, mate. Eventful. How are you, Southside?
Aye, good, mate. Aye, good. Good to be on a Friday night and good to be on with AK.
Here, AK-47. AK-47.
48 now.
We weren't talking about your age, we're talking about your age.
Shotgun.
Chest size.
Machine gun Kelly.
Aye. I believe you've got to be in your best behaviour tonight, AK.
Yes, sir. I was in seeing my parents today and my dad says he's listening in to shout out to my dad there. I'll try and be in my best behaviour, Dad.
If though you'll get grounded.
Big money's gone up.
How's your good self, Southside?
Aye, good, mate. Aye. Disappointed there's no football at the weekend, but...
No, I don't know.
Apart from that, it's all good in the hood.
Does it work for you this winter break, mate, if you're being honest? You know, in 2 weeks' time in Scotland, the weather could get atrocious. Nothing games could be off, couldn't it?
Aye, it's just unpredictable, isn't it? You'd like to go and see a game of football, wouldn't you, to be honest? You know, even if it's raining or... Obviously, high winds kill games of football, right? But, I mean, weather's not been great recently. But you still want to go and watch a game of football. But, nah, if it benefits your players, mate, and your squad and your manager, and gets us more silverware towards the end of the season, then it'll be a great break.
Aye, again, what's your views, AK?
Aye, pretty similar to yourself. I mean, our weather's a bit unpredictable, but we don't really get the heavy winters days gone by, so it's mainly rain all year round. I don't know. It's a chance to recharge the batteries, I suppose, and regroup and see where we are. Hopefully the transfer window as well, we can do some good business and then have a tilt to the second half of the season.
Aye, I don't really get it, if I'm being honest, because obviously you don't play for a couple of weeks. You have friendlies and then you concertina the games into the back end of the season where you could have played this weekend, next weekend, and then that takes off if any weather does come, it's bad. You know, I don't know if I understand it. I get it from a professional sportsman's point of view, Southside, where they can maybe relax, recharge, maybe do some individual stuff and, you know, maybe get a bit of sun in your back. I understand all that, but I don't know what the benefit is, and I don't even know if the punters like it, Southside. Look, I think he's doing a bridge, AK. He's doing a bridge.
Yeah, I noticed that the other night. Bridge lasted 10 seconds before he was on mute. Brilliant.
I think that was his record. For the new year. He done it, broke his personal best.
Aye, a PB, okay. Aye. No, listen, it's I can see where you're coming from. The calendar is pretty congested though, isn't it, with European competitions and international competitions, playoffs and stuff like that. So the players do play a hell of a lot more games than what they've done in the past. So I can see their reasoning, but for a supporter's point of view, it means we're watching other teams play now rather than ourselves, which...
Yeah, our team play a lot more games than other teams do, because obviously Europe after Christmas isn't for everybody, AK.
Very true, pal, very true. But we've got to juggle it to suit ourselves, haven't we?
You know, so it's you've got to make it work for yourself. I don't know if you picked on the latest VAR controversy, which was in the Euro League, which was an FA Cup tie yesterday. I don't know if you've seen that one last night or picked on it today. Did you see it with the centre forward against centre half?
Aye.
I don't even know if he touched the guy.
Calvert-Lewin, I think the striker was for Everton. I was actually watching the game last night as listening to yourselves, and I couldn't believe that the referee, as soon as he got called over there, you know what's going to happen, but he barely touched the guy. You know, he's winning the ball 50-50. I think his foot brushed the leg of him, but because it was a straight leg and his studs was up, they deemed that as a red card. If that's a red card, Docs, the game's finished. It really is.
Stop tackling, you know. It wasn't even a foul, I don't think, AK, if I'm being honest.
No, you're right, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, as I said, it was a minimally contact. It was actually a great skill for the guy to win the ball the way he did.
And also, if you watch it, there's a reaction of players when there's a sort of violent tackle. And there was nothing. Everybody was just playing the game, weren't they?
Aye, they were all whispering to each other, covering their mouth, going, "This is ridiculous." I mean, even the two managers were kind of laughing and shaking their head and going, "We've lost the plot here in this game." But they're my pal back, big Southside.
Aye, Southside. I don't know if you picked up on that one, the Everton tackle, another VAR controversy. Yeah?
Aye, I've not got my technical issues here. I seen it. Listen, it didn't look much. See, when you first seen it and I watched it last night, I thought, nah. But you showed studs, but when you're sliding in like that, you're not going to slide with your foot along the ground, are you? With your studs trailing along the grass. He slid in to try and make a movement, I think, to try and get the ball. And Dave, what he actually done when he got the ball, he got up again and he sort of tried to go forward. A couple of the boys I was with said, no, straight red card. It's too dangerous play. But I'm like, come on, it's football, you know. It's if VAR wasn't involved, the ref booked him, didn't he? That's where it would have been. And when they slow it down, and they slow it down, and you see exactly where the foot's landing, it looks worse. But in real time, it was virtually nothing.
I don't know about these stills and slowing things down. That's like giving somebody somewhere in a pat in the cheek, wish them all the best, and then you're up in court for battering them. You know what I mean? You know, AK patting Andy Felix on the head, and the next thing he's up for assault. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if my arm would reach that low.
Well, we know it's the base of your pockets.
Short arms, deep pockets.
Couple of jingies.
Oh, line of the day. Old Fox set himself up to watch that series that's been on, that the one about the post office Southside, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm no one for telling stories, as you well know, but I need to run this by. He misread it. He thought it said masturbates first.
Well, I didn't think it was Norman Bates, was it?
Yeah, so just
memories.
So old Fox was in for a shot, you know. I don't know if you think it was going to be a boot.
Oh, brilliant.
But just watching that and the deflection and people have been talking about it and the story and the lawyers and slowing things down and people playing off and playing with people's rights. Sound familiar? Anyway, I'll leave it at that. You know. But Mr. Fox carved the headlines again. But listen, a lot of rumours, a lot of speculation. I'll put you two on the spot before we get these phone lines open, because it is a phone-in show. I mean, you come and join us, pop in, discuss in, ask a question. Don't make it too hard, not too bright tonight. And we'll see where it takes us tonight. But I just want to ask you, so if there is two players coming in, and that seems to be the numbers. What's the two positions that if you use two with the manager? What the positions that you use would look at? Southside first. AK.
Is he there? No. Striker for me, pal, followed by another striker.
Right.
I'll make it easy. We need
Two
goals
strikers.
for me. Two strikers, aye. the reason why we think Danilo's going to be out for the rest of the season. Ruth is totally unreliable, and Dessers will not get us there. So we need goals for other parts, or the main focal point, and that's why we need the. That's a striker's essential for me, Ox. It really is.
Aye, is that two on top of Fabio?
I wouldn't class him as a striker, to be honest with you, pal. I think he's one of the guys that could play along the forward line, but his goal return, his goal ratio isn't particularly great. He's finding his feet in British football. That's why he's up here. A wee bit like kind of Hadji and stuff, you know, they want to kind of build themselves up to then break into the English Premier League, you know, and as their own. But it's, I don't think he would score enough goals to get us where we need to be. I think he's more a replacement for Seema in the short term that he's been away for the AFCON Nations thing.
All right, well, I think if he's going to be playing, mate, you'll see him playing as a number 9, mate.
Do you think he's going to get us the goals? Your opinion?
That's $1 million question, mate, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, you bought a boy in there. By the way, he's like a dark player. He doesn't look 21, does he? Oh,
no. Aye. He's 16-year-old. Aye. I think he was at Johnny. Johnny was at school there, wasn't he? Oh, jeez. The boy did well, I assume, but fair play. But that was a nice wee whack for the Inland Revenue. Thanks very much. You've just won, was it 220, but you give us 80-odd grand back. They're no escaping, eh, boys?
No, there's nothing sure on, mate. Deaths and taxes, mate, yeah?
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd done it for 15. You wouldn't even have an NI number, would you?
Well, I'll tell you a story. My pals were in Las Vegas a few years ago, in the casinos there. You've got to provide your passport, I believe, to enter them. And anybody under the age of 21, you're not allowed to gamble. I don't know, I've never been. One of the guys won about 10 grand or something on the jackpot, and he was 18. He couldn't win it. He was raging.
You know, but aye. So you're going for 2 strikers, mate?
Aye. I think that's an essential part.
Mm-hmm. But we'll also seem to have an issue with this left side centre half and the outside right position. All of a sudden, I know McCausland's done really well, and you know he scored a good goal and played well in the last 2 games. You know, I don't think he was. You know, he didn't set the header on fire, but he showed a great attitude against them.
Mm-hmm.
But then he scores a right good goal on Saturday. You know, Wednesday. Get a day right. It was Tuesday, and you know he's been into that position, but I don't know if that's his best position. But that left side and centre half, big balance come in, done as a turn. Ben Davis, you know, goes over the line and Bettis. Souters played there, but none of them look as if they're permanent answers, do they?
No, true. It's not their natural position, that's for sure. They would rather probably be right hand side. If given the choice, but obviously Golson's the number 1 pick for that side. But if they're in the team, I think they would rather be in the team as sitting on the bench or sitting in the periphery, the squad. You know, so they're giving it their all, their effort. And to be fair, Balogun has been a big plus for us for he's come into the team, I would say.
But he's no the long term answer, is he?
No, not saying that.
You know, I don't, as much as I like the big game, I don't even know if I'd give him another year, mate.
Well, the age that he is certainly suggests we should be looking elsewhere. But see, if you break it down and actually just judge him on form and how he's played, I think he could well be worthy of another year.
Aye, I think
more as a backup, though. You know.
Aye, I know, I get it. Hopefully Southside's with us. Are you back, Southside?
Aye, mate, sorted.
Right, good,
sorted.
Good. Right, so 2 positions. What are you thinking about, mate? Yeah.
I think we need to get a right winger. Attacking right-sided. Aye, attacking right. Goal-scoring right-sided player. And I think I would probably have to go back into the striker, centre forward.
Right. So the 2 are pointing at the goals. The sort of defence is all right, you know.
I'll get by. So you could probably get by with what we've got. and if we lost even Borna, say, in January, we've probably got enough cover. Big Yefeko could probably go in and do a cover in there as well.
He's certainly got the
Sterling.
speak, isn't he?
Aye, he's got that about him. You've got Sterling could even go in there if need be and go and play left back. Divine's there as well, still about the first team. So there's, I think, centre back and the defence we could probably get by. I think we need to try and inject more goals and more attacking, mate.
Again, I'd play Sterling anywhere he wants to play. I just the way he played the marquee, I'd doff my hat to that kid that night, you know. I don't know if I just stumbled on something I said the other night, or he'll go back and play fullback, and it'll just be a bit part in there. But he showed a great attitude for me, Southside, though.
Aye, he's all heart and desire in there. And as he said, I think he alluded to the fact that he'd been watching YouTube, been watching midfielders and games and stuff, just to look and see things. But
I sent him all my clips, mate. He was best.
Was he? I'm sure he was. I'm sure he would have been. What about that overhead volley you scored? Overhead kick, I'm sure he was.
That was a bit of fun. If I'm being honest, I was fun.
Aye. I thought the wind blew you that day.
It could then, wouldn't they know?
But he's done well in there, and he showed the right attitude, and that's what Clement's been looking for, somebody to go in and just say, well, it's not my natural position, but I'll go in there and give my best and my all. So he doesn't cheat you in a Rangers jersey when he goes out there on the park. He gets about and he tries his best.
By the way, I don't disagree with the goals. It's been a problem, innit? It has been a problem, we just can't get somebody. I mean, I thought Morelos was fabulous for us, but even Morelos, his numbers were nowhere near what they should have been. AKA.
No, you're right. Europe, aye, pass marks. He had a couple of seasons there where he was really unplayable, wasn't he? He was a handful for all sorts of defences. I mean, he was coming up against some really good defenders too. But domestically, that's where your bread and butter is, and he didn't hit the heights. I mean, when was the last time we had a striker that scored 25 kind of league goals for us? I think you're probably talking about back in Chris Boyd's era, which isn't good enough for our club.
I would think the last goal scorer of any numbers Southside would have been Kerry Miller, maybe 2010, maybe, yeah? Would that be fair?
Aye, maybe, aye.
That season when he left, and obviously Jelovic came in the following year, but he was a top player, but obviously he got the injury with the black tackle, didn't he? The disrupted him that season.
Aye, Tynecastle.
A big laugh at you. If you take his record, it'd be April and May, he was superb.
He always goes towards the end of seasons, didn't he? He went on a run.
Daffodil always come out for the spring.
Aye, or maybe a contract was due for renewal or an upgrade. He seemed to have a better end to the season. Big laugh at it. Jelovic was just a criminal tackle. That one, Ian Black done in him, and how he ever ended up at Rangers is beyond me, I know. But put him out for quite a while, that tackle on Jelovic.
Fox is intimated he wouldn't mind Yefeko getting involved with the squad, when I was speaking to him. It'd be interesting to see if he's definitely got the stature, whether he's good enough, and if he can play left back or left side centre half, interesting.
Certainly something to consider. Going forward, I mean, who would have said that Sterling was going to make the impact that he has for now? So give the opportunity. McCausland too, definitely.
If I would have said to you before Beale, a month before Beale finished, Southside, that we'd be winning a cup final and Sterling would be your holding midfield with Lundstrom and young McCausland be playing the right side of the attack, you would, that would not happen, would it?
No, not at all. Nah, I knew he was about the periphery, with McCausland, but I never thought he would have been starring the way he has been at the moment, which is great to see in Sterling in midfield. We'd hardly seen him play in any position, really. He'd played the odd come in at left back and right back then sort of drifted back out the team again, injured. So no, it just shows you maybe just new manager comes in and assesses the squad and players that were out there and we never thought we'd see maybe play regular are now starting to be the new manager and the new manager's plans. Some through necessity at the moment, but it's about taking your chance when you get it, and the two of them for a start have been taking their chance.
Right. AK, you happy with the manager?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just that one blip, isn't it? The game at Celtic Park there last week, but you would have said you'd have snapped your hand off if you'd have told us we were going to win the League Cup, we were going to qualify in top spot for Europe. The stage that we're at, you know, the players that he's introduced to the team, we've had to juggle it a bit. Let's be honest, because of the injury situation. But his Fox, I should say, intimated with the spare parts sort of analogy that he had. He's developed certain players to play certain roles within the team. The only key, or the key component that we need though, is we need somebody up front to dispatch teams, because as soon as we start rattling in the goals, taking the chances that we are creating, that's when we start motoring, and that's when opposition start fearing us.
I think people are still scared for that spare parts. I don't think they go to it. Yeah. Aye. Southside, your thoughts?
For when we start back?
Come on, big, come on.
Oh, come on. He's got presence, he's got authority. You can tell he's been a manager, he talks well. I think he's a good man in management style with the players. I think he's got somebody in beside him. The boy he brought Van Hayden in, I think that's due to experience, worked with him before, knows his qualities, and he's also built the rest of the backroom team that came in at the start. I think it's Stephen Davis isn't there anymore, is he?
No, he's just a player.
Aye. So Alex Reinhart's still staying about the squad and that, but I think he gets the respect for the players, and I think, like I said before, they listen to how he talks probably on his very first press conference, and then how he's addressed them, what his demands are. And I don't think anybody, like he says, if you're not prepared to do the work or do what I ask you, then you'll not have a part in the team. And I think the biggest part also is the fact he's looked at the injury situation. He wants to check over the medical side of it. He wants to keep an eye on it. He wants to be informed. And he's not wanting to risk players unnecessarily to the detriment of having them out longer. So he's trying to take care of the whole squad, Ox, to get the best out of them when he can. And at the moment, they're responding to him, aren't they?
Aye. He seems a bit of a character as well. I don't know if you've seen the Loving Cup ceremony, Kay.
Aye, I did. I'm not sure whether he liked that whiskey too much or whether he went, oof, is this real stuff that's in here?
Aye, he's got that bill. Right, we better get these phone lines opened.
Yep, aye, bring in the troops.
Let's hear from these.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. I get your points. The goals. I've said that for maybe 18 months. I said maybe a bit longer. The trouble is scoring goals, because obviously you score goals, it takes the pressure off the defence, doesn't it?
Aye, especially at Ibrox when we're at home, that's what we're looking for, usually a fast start. And if we can go 2 up, then it changes the game slightly for the opposition. At 1-0, they'll still sort of keep their same tactics against you and that, because they know they'll try and nick a goal at some point. But when you get 2-0, I think at home for us, that's when we should be getting the foot done. But we've got to keep trying to create the chances, and you probably need your midfield to make sure that they're firing the balls through for the strikers when they're making the moves and the runs, or get your midfield to go by your striker and get in the box. So hopefully when we come back, we'll see more of that. maybe more movement up front. Obviously, we'll have the new boy up front, Silva, probably at some point.
Where are you playing him, mate? Where are you playing him?
Listen, if you could probably play him at centre forward, to be honest, and take Dessers out if you wanted to. But I think he might play him slightly left and keep Dessers in the team to start with, to be honest. You want to try and have firepower. I mean, all right, he misses sitters and he's not very good at times, but then sometimes he looks magic, Dessers, like he did in Betis, going by him and sticking the ball in it. But you need to have forward zone, you need to create the chances. So I think Dessers will play, and I think that boy Silva might play just to the left in Seamer's role slightly.
Well, yeah, I think AK's got similar thoughts.
Yeah, I think Silva's there to replace Seema for his duration. But I'm hoping we've got our new signing up top, a certain Mr. Shankland. That's what I'm hoping for, and then we can go from there. But could also say as well, Ox, do you not think we should be scoring more for like corner kicks, free kicks? You know, because we've got big defenders there. We should be scoring more for me. I don't know what we average per game, but we must be at least 8-9 corners per game, and our goal return on them is very, very poor. So if we could pick up a few goals for that, I think that's another gift to our armoury.
It's obviously the manager likes the fullback to take. Well, it's usually the fullbacks to take the kicks for the side of the park to play in, rather than doing that mad 80-yard switch south side that used to frustrate you. Yeah, but I'm no. So that's a small criticism I would say of mine. I'm not the greatest lover of an out-swinging corner south side.
Nah, no unless the guy that's getting on the end it can header the ball with good power. But lack for there, AK, you're right in what you're saying. We've not been really as creative. We used to go with the one of the front post flick for Aribo and that. Golson's not really that dominant in the air. That's maybe a reason why we don't score a lot of goals. They're no dominant and commanding really in the box and in our defence. So you're trying to see if they're going to be dominant in the other opposing box at times and maybe set pieces work, but there's been nothing really I've seen that I really thought, well, that was sort of worked. If we're outside the box, we seem to be going for the shot, which Tav showed last week that he can hit one for 20 odd yards, but even a set piece for outside the box or something, sometimes try something different and see if it works. Or maybe put one at the edge of the box for the corner and maybe see if somebody can go on the end of it, maybe vary it. But no, there's been nothing positive at the moment for set pieces really I can think of, unless you can think of one lately.
No, really, no many. No, I'm not. As I said, AK, I'm not a fan of an out-swinging corner. I mean, if you think back to the game last Saturday, Tav scored an absolute wonderful free kick. We had about 3 opportunities the first half, and we had them under a bit of pressure. We never got it past the first man. So you've got to get your delivery right, yeah, or the guy in the middle will never score it.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at videos of the past and goals of the past, you'd have seen Tommy McLean flight one out for Big DJ, or Davy Cooper flight one in for Big Butcher coming in, you know, and a variation the stuff. I just think with the opportunities that we have there, we're not really capitalising on it as much as what we should. Even like, say, I mean, Tavernier's taking every free kick, but you know what you're getting. You're not getting a power free kick. It's loads of whip, loads of bend, a bit of power behind it, but it's not an Ian Ferguson where you just put it to the side of the wall and let him whack it. I don't know if Lindstrom could be able to do that, or, you know, maybe even Big...
never scored. Let's be honest, mate, he never actually scored a lot of goals for us, did he?
Well, he done enough. I remember no one at Celtic Park where he whacked it and Bonner put it up in the air, and we don't know whether it was his goal or McCoy's goal where he followed in. He scored some decent goals, Fergie.
He wasn't exactly prolific, was he? As much as
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but it's a different variation.
Aye, I mean, I think for free kicks and all that sort of side, for actually goal scoring for free kicks, this must be one of the best purple patches of our history. because the amount that we've scored, like even last Saturday in defeat, direct free kicks is up there. But it's the crossing that's maybe letting us do that.
Aye, it's just we don't do enough of it, but we don't. I mean, Dessers had a wee heat flick there the other day against Kilmarnock. I thought it actually took a nick off the defender. I wasn't sure, but I still don't think he's great in the air either. And before that, we're putting some high balls in to Danilo, who he's going to the end of a couple, but you wouldn't expect him to be dominant in the air. So I'm looking for us to play the passes, play through teams if we can run about, but ultimately you want our midfielders to have a pop at goal, especially 20 yards just getting towards the edge of the box. Have a shot, it might take a deflection and it might go in, it doesn't matter, at least have a go. That's what frustrates me, Merrock, sometimes when we've got openings to take that pot shot, and even if he puts it in Rose head, at least he's had a go. And play because you could play the safe pass.
Are you telling me that Dessers isn't good in the air, he's no good in the ground?
And sometimes he does something, you go, what's happening here? But you know what I'm saying? He's no sort of looked as if he's great in the air, is he? If balls are getting lumped into him, it's no back to a big Haitley, Derek Johnston, no Mark Haitley, no something like that. It's different class when you're putting a ball into the guys.
You're talking about different. I mean, they'd be up there in any generation as heaters of the body to them. Yeah, and you could argue all day long who's the best, and they'd be up there, they two, and Rangers, wouldn't they, is the best.
Big Derek, back country, Michael.
For me as well, also, but people will argue, his timing was just unbelievable, Big DJ. But here we were up there. But they're different generation, different era, different class of player. If we're honest, they care.
You guys were fortunate enough to see him. My dad speaks about Big DJ as well. What a player! But he was so comfortable on the ball. He could also play the defend. He was a centre half for Barcelona. I think he was about 18-year-old that night. Unbelievable to think about it. And he cruised the game, didn't he? But you see him.
You ever get a chance to watch that on YouTube? If you're ever off on the sick,
no, shh. My bosses might be listening.
That's longer than Kemar Roof.
That's what I'm calling him in the work.
I think I'm made a wee bitch.
And you finished all your jigsaws that you got for Christmas, right?
Oh, start
if you're sitting watch the Barcelona game, there's extended highlights and you might get the full game and just watch. Fox talks about Dave Smith, but watch Big DJ. Bring the ball out. It's just class, mate. Class. Anyway, that's a different story. But
see, somebody else that just sprung into my head there. Big Duncan Ferguson was good enough with the ball in the ground.
There's a guy who was treated to what happened to him.
Disgusting.
Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Watch him on the best at Inverness, Kelly. It was an absolute liberty what happened to him, wasn't it?
It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Never get treated fairly at all. And I couldn't blame him for saying he would never come and play for Scotland or anything like that, even if they were going to pick him. But they treated him shabbily. And he ended up where he ended up was just shocking. Wow. But just shows you. They're even at it back then.
Aye. Nothing's changed, mate. Nothing's changed. AK?
Fergie was a great player. He proved it. He went on to have a great Everton career and rustled a few defenders down there. They could tell you about how good he was. But see,
and a couple of housebreakers as well.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I've seen some podcasts where he tells a story, but I tell you, I've seen other ones where they're talking about Fergie. He says in every one of them, says you don't realise actually how good Fergie was actually on the ground. His touch, his strength, it just wasn't about aerial ability, but he could handle himself as well.
I think he arrived at a game. He played coming in for the left, and I can't remember which season it was, but I think the United beat Rangers 3-0 at Ibrox Southside, and he was coming in for the left, and that's when everybody started taking note of him. I think they beat us 3-0, and the team won the league.
Jim McLean probably had him on that 9-year contract or something at the time. But he was a good big player, and he could hold the ball up, and he was good in the deck. Everybody thought you had to lump the high ball into him, but you could play the ball up to him, and the big one could certainly hold players off. He was strong, and he was certainly physical, wasn't he?
Aye. Centre forward, Shankland, a lot of talk about it, a lot of talk. Obviously, this is a big moment for Hearts in it, because obviously we get the summer Southside. His stock falls a wee bit, the madness of the transfer situation now. This time next year, you could get him for nothing.
Aye, well, we certainly cost a lot less come the summer. And even if you go to next January, then you could get him in a pre. But I don't know. It depends how many clubs come in from. If clubs in England want him, I don't think there's any club in Scotland apart from them across the city. And I don't know if he would go there that might even want him. But he would certainly be a good addition to your team. I've said it for long enough on here. He's a natural goal scorer, and that's what he's got. The knack of sticking the ball in the net. His hold-up play's got a lot better in the last year and a half. He's probably, he should probably been, not that I really care much, but he should probably be in the Scotland team, because he's come on and he scored a goal there when he's been gave a chance with the short time that he had. So he started doing that at that international level. But first and foremost, if he comes to Glasgow Rangers, I just want him to come and score goals for us. And I think he would, Ox.
Would you buy him Southside?
I would buy him, aye.
How much?
Mm-hmm. See, I wouldn't go. I think $2.5 million. I'd like to think you could get him for, and if you could fling a player that way, then that would be it. If we were getting him right now.
Would you pay $5 million and get him this?
No. Maybe I'm hoping Michael Beale. I don't even know Hearts when they take him. You can't be on. But
you got that one, didn't
it's
you?
no April the 1st yet. But no, I'm hoping Sunderland will come in for him.
Oh dear. Anyway, we'll be joined with Boystar. Evening, Boystar.
Stop. Oh, the cracker. Evening, Ox. Evening, AK and Southside.
How you doing?
5 million plus pesos. Aye. Well, exclusive for you. I'm predicting the now it'll be Shankland will be coming to Ibrox in this window. There you go.
I know your location, mate, and I know where.
No, don't go there. You're mentioning figures. If Mr. Clement comes in with $2.5 million, I'm telling you, Rangers have got him. There you go.
I would think so.
It's well known, and I know you've got your contacts just the same. It's already out there. He's already had discussions with Hearts, and if any other club in Scotland comes in from, he's not interested. He's gone to Rangers. It's as simple as that. It's whether Rangers look at him that way. I definitely think they do. I think you only had to go back to the last time we played them. How many guys have we seen Clement hugging coming off the park? That's a big telling sign for me. But no, I fully expect him to sign for us. I really do. And we need him. It's as simple as that. I'm glad all three of you went and said that at the start of the programme. That was good to hear. We all know we need a goal scorer, and he's the guy in for him. That's the guy you go for, and he's one of us. That makes a massive difference to me. Because we've not got enough players in our squad, never mind our team, that are one of us. So let's be honest here. It's a no-brainer.
Aye, it's not the main issue. Never has been when we've signed players, but it's a factor if we're honest, you know. Then sometimes we turn them around quicker, eh?
Aye, sometimes, aye. But no, Blue Star's right. Even the fact that he's Scottish, as well as another plus, you know, because of the way all the rules and regulations and all that's changing. But he's ticking all the boxes, you know, he's staring us the face. The guy's on a goal scoring run. How can you ignore that when we're screaming out for a striker? Go and get him, Rangers, and bring him home. That's it for me.
He's a finisher, you know, and whether he's the complete centre forward, but it's how you judge people, like different types, Southside, you know.
He's matured, isn't he? He's 28 now, and he's been in Belgium, and he's probably learnt a wee bit about what they were doing over there, and he's just developed his game. They've made him captain because they know if he was scoring goals, he would eventually get a move. Hearts are one they daft, probably. They'd probably love to keep him, but they'll not be able to. And if they do keep him, and you're rang, Blue Star, we're all rang that we hope to get him in January, then if he's still there in the summer, then I would think then. But we've got a chance of getting this league title, and we need to score goals on a regular basis, week in, week out. And with the chances we create, I think he'll be in the right places to tuck them away. He might lack a bit of pace, but who plays beside him? If he sticks Silva beside him, he sticks Seema beside him, whoever, it's just about, he'll be in the box when the ball comes in. He'll be there looking to sniff out the chances. So that's how I think he'll score goals at Rangers. He's proved it now twice in the Premier League. He proved it at Championship level when he was down there scoring goals. And in the league, when he started at Queen's Park, he was scoring goals for when he first started. So the only place he didn't really score a goal was Aberdeen, because they didn't really get many chances. But everywhere else he's been, he scored goals. So why not at Glasgow Rangers, the place where he wants to be, probably?
Blue Star, we'll see. There's going to be a lot of talk. If we are going to get him, I'd like it to be done quick.
100%. The way our manager talks, he tells you straight he's never had enough time to work with players, and he hasn't, because he's had 3 games a week basically since he came in. The very fact that they're going away next week, but I do know Shankland's on holiday now, so it's when he comes back. I think he'll be there. But in saying that, what he's talking about, he's developed a lot in his game. Not just on his game, even his physique. Seen the last 2 years, the amount of muscle the boys put on is incredible, because he was quite a wee guy. He wasn't ever the quickest. But this nonsense that you've got to be able to run out of the park, I'm the very one on this show that has always said we needed speed. The difference with Shankland is he gets in front of defenders inside that 8. As soon as he comes alive at that 18-yard line. And there's nobody we've had in the last 20 years that was slower than Chris Boyd. And let's not kid ourselves on there. Boyd's positional sense in that 18-yard line, he knew where that ball was coming to, and it was in the pocket. Shankland's exactly the same. If you're a player with loads of speed, most managers nowadays tend to have you playing a lot outside the box. That's not his game, although what he has added to his game is he's shielding of the ball and laying the ball after other players. He's increased his ability that way tenfold. But putting that ball away, he's winning games on his own. Let's not kid ourselves on. If you're scoring that amount with Hearts, you're getting triple the chances per game with Rangers. And that's what we've not got. We've not got a guy coming alive inside that 18-yard line. We just don't have them. He's the answer.
Well, I'm going to put the 3s on the spot and ask you a question. Obviously, we played 17 games for St Mirren in the Premier League, never scored a goal. So there's an interesting stat for the Fox. But Shankland goes into your team as number 9, if we're playing hypothetical here. For you, does it improve our team, Southside?
Does he improve our team?
Yes.
Aye, he would, because Dessert would come out and he'd win.
Aye. I'm not cracking a joke about if they play with 10 men with Dessert, but that's an hard joke. Southside, Blue Star?
100%. His goals, and that's it.
AK?
Aye, in agreement. 100%. He improves your team tenfold.
Okay, all right. Well, listeners out there, if anybody thinks anything different, give us a phone at 0141 356 1972. You know, because it's going to be interesting, because that's the story. That's the one that people are talking about in social media and all the clickbait sites as well, AK. And the manager may have completely different ideas, huh?
He could well have, aye. By the way, you might have my dad phoning in because he was disagreeing with me on that. I didn't want Shankland. He's a call in all in a fear. But no, listen, if Clemont's got another striker in mind, then fine. We might not like it, but it's just it's staring us in the face. Why are we ignoring him? You know, he's proven goal scorer in our league. He's international. I think he scored 2 goals in just 7 appearances. He's a top goal scorer in the league this year. I think he scored 18 goals. I think he scored about 20 goals last year. Hearts. I know Championship he was with Dundee United and Ayr United, obviously lower level, but Blue Star's right. He's bulked up, he's developed his game, and he's Hearts talisman. They're in 3rd position in the league because he has goals. We need to go and get him.
If you take his goals out of Hearts, they're actually in trouble, if you're honest.
Aye, they're probably about 4th bottom. They'd be where Aberdeen is. That's how important he is for them. So go and get him.
Aye. Listen, one of the reasons I would like to get him, look, whether Danilo and Dessers, we'll all get our thoughts if they're going to work. Roof, I think they'll not be the club after the summer, Southside. You're going to need 3 centre forwards every year in a campaign. People might come and go, so you're going to have to build it up again. Yeah, so he might be one, and then there might be movement, yeah.
Well, obviously, you'd probably expect Sima to go, unless, because I think Brighton's going to want too much money for him, and other clubs will probably come looking for him. So I think you could probably rule that out at the moment. And that Silva boy's going back, and as you say, Roof's gone, and Dessers will probably go in time. So Shankland's the guy then you should just be going for the now. You know, he'll be one of your strikers going forward and for the rest of this season. You know, and he's not going to have a resale value in less than 2 seasons. He absolutely smashes goal scoring records. He does well in Europe when we're playing, and somebody wants to come in and buy him. But you should just look at it as saying, well, do you know what? It's 4-year, give him a 4-year deal. He's 28, going on 29, and let's get the best out of him for the next 3 to 4 years. And it'll no matter, because if he's going to make sure that we get silverware, especially in Scotland, because that's what we want to start in. We need to start in here again and get leagues and cups won. And if he's the guy that can bang in the goals along with other players that Clemont's going to bring in, then I'm all for that, mate. You want a natural goal scorer that knows how to score goals in Scotland. And he's been there and available for a long time. And we kept saying no to him and some people on here were saying we should maybe go and sign Shankland. But the club didn't. But now it's going to cost us a wee bit more. But it's still the right decision to make. We should go and get him because he'll do the business in Scotland for us, definitely.
It might cost him a wee bit more, but maybe if he had been with us for 18 months plus that, he wouldn't have developed. Maybe it's that lead role which brought the best of the boy.
Possibly. But then there's another way of looking at it. Do you think he can develop better even than now? I do. And there's no better guy than now to have him under his wing for even 2 seasons. Clement, I think, listen, it's obvious. Clement likes playing with 2 wingers. That's a gimme. And the amount of chances, as I say, you look at that game against them, McCausland put a brilliant ball across that first 7 minutes. Dessers wasn't even inside the 18-yard box. And he turned around and he gazed at him. The next 3 runs that he made up that wing, I've said this on here, Ox. The next 3 runs McCausland made, he decided to cut inside and shoot his cell because his attitude was, I'm not getting the ball to you. I hate saying that, but I'm telling you, that's what the wee boy thought. We're playing with 2 wingers, and you've got Shankland anywhere near that 18-yard line. He's getting on the end of them. Now, we had 4 brilliant chances in that game in the first half. We converted none of them. Shankland's putting at least 2 of them away, and that's only 2 out of 4. That's as good as winning you the game. That's the difference. We've got nobody there. And then you're talking about the resale value. Oh, let's no kid ourselves on here. We're taking an absolute doing when it comes to Lammers and Dessers to try and resell them. And they're on big wages. Shankland will only be on anything like the wages they're on. He's not even on 10 grand a week at Hearts now. So we'd be saving in money in the long run, 100%.
Some people might leave the club, but they might still be in our books. Blue Star, yeah?
Yeah.
Might lose his club because we'll
that's it. The recruitment process for me now. I mean, here's one for you. Why are Sky writing the now? Now, you know yourself, they're not putting out lies. They're telling you straight there's an offer on the table for McKenna for both Rangers and Celtic, but they're both on loan. You tell me why we're going for the likes of McKenna now, because for the life of me, I can't work that out. And Josh Doig. If for all the positions that we should be getting filled in now, I can't work that out unless he was going to sell Ridvan and Borna. I'm not understanding this at all. Certainly not the McKenna one. We've got more centre-halves than we know what to do with. We've got Ben Davies there, it cost us $4.5 million and he's not getting a look in.
Suggests to me there could be movement there. That's what I've thought for a while. I don't know what you've been thinking, Southside.
I just think my blood pressure went up there, man, mentioning McKenna.
Aye, well, it's on the cards, Southside. It's on Sky all day.
Is it? I've not seen any, to be honest. Blue Star. He supports that team for across the city, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Listen, if we go from and they want to go from, fine. I mean, what am I going to argue? I support the club, I'll support the team no matter who's in the jersey, as long as they're doing the business. But I don't see that being a starter for us, to be honest. I don't think we would go down that road with McKenna. I think we need a right winger, Blue Star, and I think we need probably a striker. I think they're the most two important positions. I think the defence at the moment, unless his one's moving, and we could afford to lose a centre back. If Ben Davies left, I think they'll probably still get cover to get us by. I think what we need to do is, and we've got some midfielders coming back and we want to be attacking all the time, and the defences look no too bad, and Butland's been commanding it and all at the back. So, to be honest, I'm happy to go with what I've got to cover the back line. I'm just wanting to get that striker in and maybe a right winger that will go, can score and assist, and I think we'll be fine and dandy, mate.
Agreed.
AK?
It's one of them, isn't it? It's wheeling and dealing at this stage, you know. I mean, a lot of clubs are looking to offload players because they're out of favour, because they're on high wages, they're not getting games. I think the Nottingham Forest thing with McKenna and Worrell, I believe there was a disciplinary issue there. They're obviously on. Aye. But I think also Nottingham Forest are under a wee bit of scrutiny with the EPL rules, the financial fair play is what they've done with Everton as well. So they're looking to offload players there. I think we were linked with a kind of Belgium forward that Clement possibly worked with at Bruges. He's also under contract with Nottingham Forest. Where's the link there? Ross Wilson. I wouldn't be doing any dealings with him for me. You know my feelings there. So I think we're just going to be careful. And the wage bill that we've got to now, we certainly don't want to be adding to it. We need to try and offload a few of your high earners if we can.
Hardest thing, isn't it? Hardest thing. Yeah. Start getting people out the door. Eh?
Oh, it's murder. And AK's spot on the money there. Our wage bill for what we're getting, we can't kid ourselves on here. It's astronomical. I mean, 60 odd million for what you're watching. I just don't get it. And you're bang on, Ox, and I know you've been hammering on it for the last 3-4 years. It's getting players out the door, I know it. But then surely you're scrutinising and bringing players in, and we all know it's hit and miss with a lot. But some of these ones we've been bringing in 4-year contracts, it beggars belief. It really, and then the wages that they're on and all, it's astronomical for where we're playing and for what we bring into our club. 82 million and it's 67 million in wages. It's preposterous. It really is. We need to get players out. How they do it, I do not know.
Has Danilo got a chance for you, Southside? I mean, obviously, he's been unlucky, hasn't he? I mean, let's be honest. He's always had that the injury, and then he's been fractured cheekbone. You know, people will play for 15 years and not get the injuries.
Aye, listen, he works hard, he chases down, he'll do unselfish running for you. He scored a couple of nice goals. I don't know if he's a natural finisher, Ox. Look at the chances he absolutely missed up at Dundee that night. He could have had about 5. He's got a tendency, I know, sometimes he seems to lift the ball. I said the one at what was the one I said? The one straight in after half time. I mean, I've been against him at Ibrox or something, I can't remember, but he get played in and then he just, Aberdeen away, he get played in early doors and he just chipped the ball onto the goalkeeper's chest. I don't think he's a natural finisher. But listen, he could probably make it a bit better and maybe be a bit more clinical, and probably needs a good run of games because, like you say, he's come in and out and in and out. Clement's turned some of these mediocre players that we were watching into looking a wee bit like a superstar recently, some of them. So if he can get him playing, then I think he's probably got a chance, Ox. But you know, it'll depend on how long it takes him to get back. And I don't know, we might not even see this season.
No, possibly he's not this season, you know. Possibly, and it's my day, you become a better player when you're not playing, aren't you?
Just ask Ryan Jack. Guys are that out, Tom Lawrence. I mean, even Hadji seems to be getting better and better because his absence. I heard you talking about him last night. I've actually watched a few of the Spanish games. He's not really featured at all for Alaves. He's only coming on with the last 20 minutes. I think he's had 3 assists.
Some of us have got to keep the country turning, aren't we? So,
I'm busy doing homework.
Aye.
You know, carry on, AK.
No, he is a good player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there is potential there, but I see it as a market potential. I think he's got better commercial value for selling them on. I think that's what you're intimating with his name. I think he still holds a reasonable fee. He's doing well with Romania. If he stars there, who knows, we could cash in. But I don't see Hadji returning for us to go forward.
You think we'll put him in the summer? You think we'll put him in the summer?
Yep. I think Clement will look to use his money to build his team.
His own team.
Might be better putting Hadji number 10.
How many number 10s have we got, mate?
Well, we could clear a few of them out. I'll tell you what, as much as Hadji slagged in that, he played out of position in the right-hand side. He contributed, done well in Europe. Intelligent player. And I'll tell you what, he's done more in a Rangers jersey than what Todd Cantwell's done in a Rangers jersey so far.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me I'm wrong.
In big games, maybe Hadji's done a bit more at times. I give you that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Todd Cantwell, we came in, started everybody this season. He's no hit the heights, if we're being really honest. Blue Star.
No, definitely no. And I've said it since the season started that this season alone, Todd's just not been at it at all. He certainly still looks as if he's looking for the ball all the time, but he's all over the place. And when he's getting the ball, he's not putting it where he should be putting it. On the Danilo one, Ox, that's a strange one for me. I love the wee guy's movement. I've got to be honest. But maybe that was because of what we've been hudding. We never had any movement. For me, up front, he was running into all the right spots and everything. But like Southside said, the sitters that he missed was incredible. Certainly, maybe if he had a run of games, he maybe would come on. But no, and he's been very unlucky with injuries, of course he has. But I liked his movement, I've got to say that, I'll give him that. I thought he's running after the ball, and where he was running into space, he was certainly running into areas. On the Hadji one, in Europe, undoubtedly, Ox, the balls that he put through for Morelos and non-run in Europe was incredible. He was able to split defences left, right and centre with own passing. In our league, sorry, for me, it was too rough and tough for him.
Well, I'll take the 5th on that one. I think I've made my mind, my views. I did think that we missed Hadji back me under Giovanni, and when he got injured, I think he could have been a difference maker, and maybe that could have took his career off. But maybe the ship sailed. Right, we've reached that time of the evening. Get yourself some mute, chaps, because we're going to have a tune.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard, we've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park.
Successful team in football, who's Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard, we'll follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Successful team in football, with Scotland's gallant few. Times they have been hard, we'll follow near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, General. Aye. Blue Star, I have been saying for a while that it's goal scoring and centre forwards. They also need ammunition, mate, yeah?
Absolutely, and Gay, you're due. You've said it for the last number of years. Whilst I always said we needed mid.
Carry on,
Hello?
Blue Star.
Whilst I always said we needed pace, especially in our engine room, I still don't feel we've got that. But Gay, you're due. You've always said we needed goals, and we're crying out for them. We need an out-and-out hitman. That's it. But you need the people to provide, of course you do. And this guy, I like the idea that when he plays with two wingers, Ox, I've got to be honest, that's come back to the olden days, although we were used to seeing two centre forwards. I get that. But if you're playing with two decent enough wingers, a proper left footer and a right-sided guy, they're worth their weight in gold and all. They're what create the chances when they're good at their job. And if you've got somebody in the middle that can take them, you're laughing.
Yeah. When you consider the goals south side that Seamus came in with, playing on the left side of the pitch, if you had a centre forward with similar numbers, they'd be flying, wouldn't they?
Aye, 100%, mate. That's what we need. Seamus done well in that position, like I said. So aye, we need to get a centre forward, and listen, we've all said it and we all think it. Shankland's the answer. So hopefully we get him, and that'll make the big difference, mate. We'll see goals. No, great chances. He's the guy to get in the end of them. He sniffs it out and he knows where to be in the box. That's for me. That's what we need. Predator.
Anyway, we've been joined by Stuart. Evening, Stuart.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
All right, mate. I don't know
Happy
what
Friday.
you Happy New Year, mate.
Happy New Year. I've not been on there. I've just kind of back in there, just picking up on a few things. Talking about Shankland. A couple of things. Shankland and Cantwell. We'll go to Shankland first. I mean, what kind of money is he on when you think of Hearts? Somebody says he's on about $2.5, $3 or something.
I think a bit more than that, mate. A bit more than that.
Think so? What is it?
Yep.
$5,000.
No, he's on more than that.
Yeah, I think so. Aye. I was thinking maybe, I don't know, $5,000. I mean, the point I was trying to make, he'll not be on $20,000 anyway. That's for sure.
No.
I mean, we're probably paying Dessers and Roof maybe between 20 and 30. Say 25, for example. Just say you were getting Shankland for 15. So you're saving yourself $10,000 a week. Multiply that up, put it over 3 years. You're virtually getting them for maybe £1 million, really. So with the wages that you're saving over that period of time, that's a fair bit of money. So for me, just like what you're saying, it's a no-brainer to get them. Again, if you could get them for about, I'm thinking about $2.5 million, maybe chuck, what do you call it, Lowry in or something like that, or another wee appetizer or something that they might fancy. A boy like that went to Hamilton today, I can't remember his name. There'd be something like that in the car, and it might entice him a wee bit with a cup, $2.5 million. But looking at the wages, we're going to save a lot in wages, so multiply that up with the 3-year deal or the 3rd-year deal. That's not a bad deal overall, is it?
No, I swear. Listen, if I was Shankland's agent, I would be, you're in a position of strength, and you're getting a better contract than that, because you'd have maybe goals in it, appearances, the trigger rises, etc. But we'll not care about that as supporters. AK, if he scores 25, 30 goals in a full season, yeah, we'll not care. Well, people don't mention wages if you're doing well.
Absolutely, pal. Other we've come through our demise to where we have now. All of a sudden, supporters have become financial experts. We were never interested in the finances at the club. It was all about how many goals did they score, how many trophies did they win, how many medals did they got. I want to go back to being that sort of supporter and don't need to worry about the finances. And if Lawrence Shankland can come in there and fire us to the title, then that opens up all sorts of avenue. But see, the main thing, we've got the league championship back in our trophy room, and that's all I'm concerned about.
I get your rationale, Stuart. I don't disagree with you, but Southside?
Aye, Shankland will be getting probably decent money at Hearts, so probably pay 1 or 2 players, probably a bit extra, I think. But aye, he's not going to command the wage, I don't think, like we're paying Keema Roof or something like that. But aye, I just think he'll command a decent wage, mate, and we'll have to pay it. But we'll have to clear the decks with some of the players as well that we don't want, because there's some of them are getting hefty salaries, So definitely. You could look at that from probably a wages point of view. It'll be a downgrade, right? But as in, you'll not be up at the top bracket, but some of the players are getting it. But at the end of the day, Hearts they'll play probably hardball to a point, mate, and hopefully we'll get them at a good price. And I think probably at the moment, if you could get him in January and it's going to cost between 2 and 2.5 million, then I think it's a fair price to pay for somebody that can score goals in this league. And at the moment, he's the best striker in the league.
So we're signing him, Worcester, and we're signing him as a replacement for, say, Kemar Roof will be walking at the door shortly, yeah?
100%. Ox, if you remember right, me and you more or less said the same whenever we got Kemar Roof. If he could remain fit, his record at goal scoring wasn't too bad for the games that he'd played. But even when we got him at Leeds, he'd been out a long time with injury. And so it's transpired. I mean, that last game there, we thought he had him back again, and it lasted 15 minutes. I mean, he's over 20 plus. That in itself is just ridiculous for the game, for the time we've had on him. Great goal scorer when he's on his game, absolutely, no doubt about it. We all know it, but just can't keep him fit. So you get him out that way.
The one that done me was when he done his shoulder ache, the ball got hammed in that day. Didn't think it was possible to fall mud and do your shoulder.
I know. You couldn't have fallen any softer a surface, and he's walking off with a dislocated shoulder that put him out for the season, didn't he? But you're right. I mean, Blue Star's right. I mean, you look at the records of the players, how many games they've played, how reliable are they, how robust are they, and you tend to see a kind of story there. I think Hollander was pretty similar, coming from Italy. He missed quite a big chunk of games. Ryan Jack, I think, had issues before he came here. Suter had issues before he came here. So we've been dealing in a market it's quite a gamble with a lot of players. But when you're putting them on a big wage and they're sitting in the park, off the park, unavailable for selection, that's when you start questioning the recruitment on them.
I don't mind the big wage, AK. I don't mind the big wage. Sometimes it's the length of contract that's gave me the issue. Yeah.
True.
You take a punt on somebody, you think he's worth this, you bring him in, and then it comes back to haunt you because of the length of contract, Yeah. But that's up to the club, and the player might not sign if you're only going to give him 2 years, then you've got a decision to make. But it's going to be interesting. Stuart, is it just the centre forward position for you, or where else?
No, I mean, I think just going back to the centre forward now, I'll move on to the midfield with Cantwell. But I think we're under a different regime now with the physical aspects of all that kind of thing. You're buying players that's maybe had a wee niggle here and there. I think there'll be more scrutiny on that, and I think Big Phil will be more sort of keeping an eye on that to make sure that we're not getting people like that in the door. We're getting folk with the stature of, say, Tavernier, if you like. He's never injured. Even Lundstrom's not too bad. He could play through things. You just get a feeling that these boys, if they do get a wee knock, they've got to come back quick. Other ones, you just think they're made of glass. You know what I mean? It's quite worrying, actually. And you can see what the squad we've got kind of reflects that. But hopefully that's behind us now anyway. Get rid of a few at this window. Get Shankland in so he can go to Spain. You just never know. I think that could maybe happen. There'll be negotiations going on now, that's for sure. But just moving on for that, Cantwell, I mean, I'm still not getting convinced of him. He looks good, but I've watched him the last couple of games. He runs about. I mean, what really decided it for me was against Celtic with Callum McGregor. I mean, he was just getting shoved about. He wasn't getting there. He was getting there too late. It's making McGregor look good. I've just not got a good feeling about him. He doesn't score enough for me. He doesn't contribute enough for me. He's a good player, but he's too flash. He's just not got something that you need that wee bit extra. You look at, like, say, Sterling, who's never played midfield. He's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and the way he is. So I think he might be kind of cajoling Cantwell along the new, getting the best out of him with a view to maybe shifting him soon. That's what I think anyway.
We turned quite quickly with support. Anyway, we'll be joined by Ian. Evening, Ian.
Evening, how you doing?
All right, happy New Year to you, mate.
Same to you, compliments of the season to you all.
What's on your mind, mate?
Well, I've been listening all night, and I was thinking this Shankland thing, and a lot of different thoughts going through my mind. I mean, if we offered $2 million to Hearts for Shankland, and if we win the league, we could give them another £500,000. Would that no think that would sway their thoughts?
If we brought Shankland in for £2 million and win the league, we could fundraise it on here and give Hearts £1 million.
No, I'm just saying.
I get it, mate. I get it.
Well, he's a match winner, isn't he?
Aye, I get it, mate. I get what you're saying. There could be clauses in it. If that was the case and it turned out we had to give him an extra £500,000, I'd be delighted, Southside.
Yeah, that's the way I'd look at it.
Aye.
I think we just do the deal. Aye, he could pay it. It wouldn't be a problem with the Bridgeman, but nah, we pay the price that we pay for him, and that's it. And if Hearts don't get third, then that's up to them. We don't reward them for failure. I know getting third place. We just buy them, get the price done, and as long as it's acceptable to us and Hearts, then just get them up the road and get me to Rangers.
No, I understand that. I was just a thought. Just put a wee incentive into them to sell them.
No, the incentive is we're going to give them money, and probably more than what we should be giving them, but we'll give them it if the deal can be done, mate. But nah, listen, I think we all know he scores goals, and that's what we need. A guy who can stick the ball in the net.
Aye, we need a goal scorer. That's priority. We've got Danilo's injured, and we've got Dessers that takes too many touches. I don't know where he thinks he is, but he takes a wee bit. Well, you'll understand. He takes too many touches before he tries to get a shot away. Maybe trying to do too much.
He's no set the header on fire. I think we've all agreed that. Blue Star.
Very, very few times, unless it's something like a couple of million day clubs that automatically write a cheque. That's a bit of a myth now. We certainly maybe not so much in our league. The likes of down south, I mean, we all know the one in Cantona. That took 9 years for Man U to pay that Cantona's thingy. So that's different. I get it because it's big money. Up here, I suppose the wee sweetener could possibly be they could keep him Lowry. But no, I think it'll be $2.5 million at least. They'll not get him for $2 million. They won't. Nor should they. In my opinion, they shouldn't, because we wouldn't be letting them go for anything like that. If he's top goal scorer on your league, Hearts are quite within their rights to look for a decent fee. And it's Southside's right. If it's $2.5–3 million, Rangers pay it, and that's it.
It's my personal talk. Can we not make them an offer, and if we do win the league, they get a bonus?
Well, you can pay the bonus, Ian.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking the question.
I mean, Hearts. It would be a negotiating tool that Hearts might use, and I mean, because they're in the driving seat, because
they're in the driving seat. But I'm just saying, we want the player. Well, personally, I would want to play at Rangers.
Oh, so I was just wondering where Ian works for the post office there.
I mean, this is the postal. No, it's just something I thought I'd put in there.
Well,
if the Ken tells him we win the league, could we put that into his contract? If we did win the league, we gave them £500,000 or whatever it was.
Aye, fair. Listen, things like that happen all the time. I mean, the usual ones sometimes appearances Southside, innit?
So he tied into a contract. All it would be was we go to play Hearts the next time they laid into us, and that's what it would be. So that's just a non-starter for me. It just wouldn't get done.
Oh, just a question I thought I'd ask.
Aye, they bother, mate. And Hearts suddenly thought of that. Now you've given them an idea and you've just cost the club. Well, Philip Clement on listen, this is a first, but before we bring in the big man for Leeds, we're going to do the Super 6 live. So get yourselves on mute and let's hear Southside's Super 6.
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for the 6th of January. My first selection this weekend is Coventry to beat Oxford. My second selection is Norwich to beat Bristol Rovers. My third selection is Portsmouth to beat Cheltenham away from home. My fourth selection is Barrow to beat Tranmere. My fifth selection is Mansfield to beat Crewe. And my sixth selection is Wraith Rovers to beat Airdrie. If you take all six, it pays 22.5 to 1.
That Saturday gets you every time, doesn't it?
I can remember a date.
Oh, brilliant.
That means the next time be in early on a Friday and get it recorded.
First time again, pal.
Good luck. Good luck. Listen, there's a chance the Shankland thing might not happen, Blue Star. I mean, I know you're pretty confident, but you never know in football, do you? You never know.
It's all down to the English sides of Ox. If he's gone anywhere in Scotland, he's gone to us. I can assure you that. But it's like everything else. Money speaks. If a team down south comes in with ridiculous dough, I still maintain if Rangers make the proper offer to him, then he wants to go to Rangers. It's as simple as that.
Aye. It's a funny game, Stuart, eh? Football. You never know.
I mean, I'm just listening to what everybody's saying. Ian was talking about that. I mean, bearing in mind, behind the scenes, they'll be looking at how we get money in. You see what's happening at Ibrox. They're generating more money all the time. And sometimes you've got to take a gamble. Is it a gamble? If Shankland come in, wins us the league, what's the Champions League worth? 40 mil, whatever. You know what I mean?
60 million next year.
Is it? Aye, well, then it becomes irrelevant what his price was. If he wins you the league, if you find 3 million, he wins you the league. Or you could say what Ian says, we'll give you 2 million. If we win the league, we'll give you 4. Do you know what I mean? That's a no-brainer.
Just you calm down. Ian was only giving him half a million, eh?
But that's maybe a bigger incentive. You know what I mean?
I'm a Scotsman.
Oxford, another one that's worked with the post office.
Aye.
They're good at giving other people's money away Southside, aren't they?
I know, I was thinking, is this something new that we do? We buy players and if we win a league, we give them extra money? No chance. We pay what we want and that's it.
We can get postage stamps.
No, but aye.
But just going back, I mean...
One at a time. Wait till you hear your name. Wait till you hear your name. Wait till you hear your name before you speak. Yeah, just wait till you hear your name. Southside, and then we're going to bring in Big Andy for Leeds.
Big Andy. Aye, like we're saying, no, I think we just have, if it's 2.5, it's 2.5. I think Blue Star, that might be the problem. If other clubs come in from down south, then that might up the ante with the price that they might want to pay for them. Because Hearts would probably up it a bit, knowing that they would get it for a championship club. But I'm hoping that his heart lies at Ibrox and that's where he wants to go, and Rangers will get the deal done, mate.
Absolutely, and I can assure you his heart lies at Ibrox. It's like everything else, Sox. There's a cracker for you. You hear people saying, depending on the fee, etc. Listen, we brought 2 filler inners and were passed, and we know how they turned out. We brought in wee Billy Dodds, 1,890,000 or something, and we brought wee Rod Wallace in. Now, they weren't, Walter Smith never brought Rod Wallace or that in to be automatically our main striker. As it turned out, the wee guy was worth his weight in gold, and we only paid £1 million. So it works both ways, and it can go the other way. You can bring in Danilo at 5 and Dessers at 4.5, and it's not working out. So when it's somebody in your own league that's more than proven themselves, then they're worth their money. It's as simple as that.
Anyway, talking about somebody worth their money, either Andrew.
Good evening. By the way, it's a long time since, or any time since I've been called Big Andy.
I wasn't talking about your height, mate.
Aye, well, how do you know? Yeah, like your points have been great. Look, you asked what price we'd pay for Shankland. You know my opinion. Shankland should be there. I paid a lot. We wins us a couple of championships, as the guys you said before me there. That's nothing. Listen, hearts are hearts. We know they're going to ask the biggest price they can. You know, he's their main man.
You blame them?
No, I don't, because look, they've got a guy on the books now that's scoring goals for fun against them, against us, and against everybody else. He's also a Scotland internationalist that's scored at international level, and he's scoring goals, and he's the club captain. What do you expect him to say? Oh, we'll let you go for a couple of million. No, I don't disagree with what Hearts are doing. It's whether we want to pay for it, or we've not got the money, or we've got the money. End of the day, what's worrying me here? I don't think there's any danger at all that Shankland wants to come. I'm starting to begin to worry as to whether Clement wants him to come. That's my concern on Shankland. The rest of what was said, and I think
if Clement doesn't want him, Andy, I don't think we should sign him.
No, that's his opinion, isn't it? But you see the other thing with it, right enough, right? So say we don't get Shankland, right? So we need to bring a striker in no matter what, right? And somebody on the goal scoring run that Shankland's on, you ain't going to find, or you ain't going to get in the transfer window, because he'll be doing the stuff wherever he's playing, a striker. So you ain't going to get him. So Shankland's there. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. I hope we get him. I really do. I think it'd get the majority of the Rangers support. I think we get a massive lift off of it. And some of the players in the team might get a lift off it when they know they're making chances and they know there's a striker there that can hit the back of the rigging on a regular basis. It's a confidence builder for the fans and for his new teammates if he was to come into the club. That's just my take on it. On the Cantwell one, I agree with the other guy. Well, he runs around a lot. That's what I'll say is what you're getting out of Cantwell. Other than that, he runs around a lot. That's it. I would have expected him to do a lot more better this season, but I think there's something going on behind the scenes. There was when the car salesman were there, and I'm not convinced. Did he not say to Campbell when he took him off, I want to take you off on the 87th minute and not the 37th minute?
Well, he's quite right.
I agree with you.
Ian, just wait till you hear your name, mate. He's quite right, Andy.
Okay, sorry.
Right. He's quite right, Andy, because what he's saying is if you get a stupid booking, you're not helping the team. That's the point he's trying to make, but Clement's quite right. AK?
100% agree with you there, pal. And that's basically the message he's saying. If I'm taking you off the 87th minute, it means you've done a job for the team, for yourself, and you're playing well, you know. Take you off in the 37th minute, you're not doing your tail, you're not doing your job for the team, and possibly you picked up a stupid booking and we can't risk a second yellow with the card-happy officials that we have. So, he's need to take it in. He's need to take it on board. I think he is now, to be fair. You know, because, well, he's got his role now, to be fair, as well, because young McCausland's done so well out on the right-hand side. But he's got his central role, but he needs to be more creative, you know, express himself, chip in with goals, chip in with assists, and do the job for the team.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it took a while, but it's a new player for Andy not to like, AK.
You like the what?
Mr. Fox has took your idea and took it a wee bit further. He's all right with the $500,000, but he wants $1 million back if we don't win the league.
By the way, Ox, you were right about that one when Fox explained it. I'm still trying to work it out. When he came up with that one last week.
That was a piece of it. I got his point.
Aye.
I had to listen to it 20 times, but I got his point, Andy.
I was going to go and ask Ash Young, but I thought to myself that'll even confuse Ash Young, right? So I left it and just waited.
The machine. Fox in the machine. Fox in the machine. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. Right, okay. We've all agreed that we need goals, and I just don't know if it's all going to be centre forward, south side. I don't know. I think Clement's got other ideas.
Aye, listen, if we don't go for Shankland and he goes for somebody else, then that's so be it. I think right side, I think probably to take a bit of strain off of Ross McCausland. I think we need somebody on the right hand side going forward, and somebody that can create and probably score would be helpful. Chip in to help the strikers that we've got, and Will Seamus away, who's been contributing greatly. So we all agree we need goals, and obviously we need the midfield to function and create for the strikers and get the chances or get ourselves in the box or shoot outside the box and go on and get on the end of things. So I think midfield we're all right. I don't think we'll maybe add MD in there. We might think he might add a centre back on the left hand side. He might be on his eye on somebody. We don't know. But I just think it's a striker on the right side. I think the rest of the team at the moment, unless we lose 2 or 3 in certain positions in the transfer window, I think we're actually all right. I think we just need that extra push up front.
Aye. But the jigsaw pieces that the manager sees, and let's be honest, Blue Star, a manager's going to see it different from the support, isn't he? He'll see it differently.
Oh, that's his job, absolutely. Here's one for you. Are you all convinced that the guy Silver, he's brought him in as a striker? Or are you of the opinion he's in to replace Seamer initially because Seamer's away? For me, I don't see him as an out-and-out striker, so I would imagine he'll play him in the left.
I don't think he's a striker. He's brought in as a 10.
Ian, can you tell me, do you spell your name with A-I-I-N or just A-I-N?
You haven't asked me for a comment in a while.
I know, but just wait. There's 8 people here, mate, yeah?
All right. Carry on.
I know. Just write your name in your horn if you forget it. I know it's quite hard to remember. Right, Blue Star, AK made that point at the start of the show. I think he's a guy who can play left and right up front, but I think you might find that he's come in as a number 9, but he could play in the left. AK, you said that at the start, yeah?
Yeah, I did. I was in that opinion as yourself there, Blue Star. I just don't see him as, well, his numbers tell you that. He's not a prolific striker, but I'll tell you something, if he puts in the numbers that Seaman was gaining, I'd be delighted with that. I think we all would.
Aye, but what I'm saying is, if he plays him as a number 9, right, and he's meant to be our out-and-out striker, if we don't get Shankland or anybody else for that matter, if he didn't do the job, do you genuinely believe that we have enough there, the new as in goals? Because I certainly don't.
Well, since Clement came in, and I'll go to Andy for Leeds, and then we'll bring Stuart and Ian in. Since Clement came in, we're the former host in the league, so we've got to say we've got enough if he keep getting the same results. Andy?
Yeah, on that side, definitely. But we don't get the results against the team that we should get. So that's what's hampering us, isn't it? You know, we can beat most, and not impressively, by the way, other than the Minifilth game and the game in Spain. We've been a bit turgid in where we played, although I didn't think we were great against them last Saturday. We had enough chances, and if we'd have taken a couple of them, he would have had a different game and the other decisions that went on. But I'm not, all this carry on that's going on there, I'm not really bothered about that. We still didn't take our chances to do the damage no matter what was going on there. So we need to really step up, and that's the thing that Clement's got to work out. How's he going to beat them? But against all the other teams, he's getting results. Yeah, definitely. We've definitely gone on further with him because we've won the League Cup, yeah, and with 2 games in hand. But when he come through the door, we were 8 points behind, and we're still sitting 8 points behind. So in that terms, we're apart from the cup, if we take a couple of games in hand out, because we don't know if we're going to win them or whatever. We're still in the same position. So he needs to find a goal scorer that's going to, make inroads on their points. That's just my take on that, to be honest with you.
I'm glad you mentioned the game in hand. I see the Ross County game. This will be a big disappointment for you, Southside, because it's one of your busiest nights of the year. It's been moved to Valentine. Moved to Valentine's Night. I wonder if Ross County objected their two fans can't come down because they're busy that night. Yeah.
I know, see, that was forward thinking, wasn't it?
Aye, 14th of February. Saved us off option. Aye. Stuart, come on, has he got enough just now as we sit?
I think he's always saying it's part of the puzzle, the jigsaw. I mean, I think he's a great poker player. He's got everybody talking about everything, and he's got a plan himself that's all worked out. But I think he's looking at it for a different view for everybody else. If you look at the left-hand side, as one of the guys said, Seamer's gone away, so he's got to fill that up. But he's also got Ridvan, who's kind of more a kind of attacking coming in the way. It's a different tactic they're playing now. So I think that would suit, like, say, a guy like Silva, who could play across any of the front positions. I even think he might take Cantwell's position, to be honest with you. I just get that feeling. I can't we've only seen. I've watched a couple of bits here back and forward, and I know you can't judge it on that, but he seems to be more running into spaces. He's got more awareness, if you like, to be in the space, not creating the space as well. So I think he's trying to put different parts of the team all together, and I think he's got to get a winger to help McCausland do it. And if he's got a boy like Shankland in the middle, who could have the ball, he's got a kind of stature of Morelos, laying the ball back. We didn't get much pause in the box. The guy lays it outside the box and somebody whacks it. We didn't get a lot of that. And apparently Sterling, he said it himself, he's one of the best kind of guys taking a shot outside the box in the team. So I think he's trying to piece all these wee bits. He keeps saying it, the puzzle, the story together. I think he's going the right way. And I just think, as one of the guys was saying, he'll concentrate more on the kind of midfield attacking and the forward sort of positions, because we seem to be okay across the board and the rest of them. That's my opinion anyway.
I've just sent a text. Andy Felix as positive as ever. He's got us losing with 2 games in hand. Right, Ian, in you come, mate. Oh, we lost Ian. You got Southside.
It's just a bit momentum when we get back to start into it. We just need to get back to winning ways again. And we're going to have probably Raskin back by the looks of it, to compete for the team. You're hoping, like we've said, Todd Cantwell's form will pick up, start being a bit more creative. I know he got on the score sheet the other day, but I honestly see that chance he had Ops when McCausland played the ball right across to him.
Run the goal.
Even take another maybe step and just side fit it in the corner, pick your spot and stick it. I thought it was a shocking miss. I know the goal looked good for the save. I don't know what the rest of these Stoke guys, but if it had been Lammers or Dessers or that running through there done that, they'd have been absolutely slaughtered. I thought it was a poor finish for him, but obviously Matondo might get featured at some point. He might find just for him as well. We've no mentioned maybe for the left-hand side. He might come into the fray if he shows up in this camp, and he'll probably talk to all the players individually. Like he said, he wants to get a chat with them. So I'm hoping that when we come back after this break, it's going to be positive, all the way forward. That's what we're looking for. Fast starts, plenty of goals, and 1 or 2 signings.
Right, I know. Have Matondo and Scott Wright, have they got as there a place for them, or the other option, Blue Star?
Personally speaking, I still think there's I still think he can get a job out of Matondo. I honestly do. With a guy with that amount of speed, and the 4 games that, especially the one game against when he brought him on against Livingston, we'd went the whole 70 odd minutes and we were only 1 goal up. And the wee guy came on the game on the pitch that day. He won us the game. He created the next 3 goals. He used his blistering pace, but for me, it was more than just his pace. The trickery that he showed out in that wing was absolutely breathtaking at times. So it shows he's got that in his locker. But it's getting a run of games. For me, right, nah, he's not the answer for me, guys. I think he's had more than enough chances. The very fact he's putting Wee McCausland in front of him, and our manager stated that week, he says, look, I can't ruin this boy. He says, I've got to give him time. I can't play him 3 games in a week. And he ended up playing him in the 3 games because he brought right on his substitute a couple of times and he done nothing. I feel the guy's letting himself down, Scott, right, because he's had opportunities and he's just not producing. And I suppose you could maybe say the same for Matondo, but again, he was only a wee bit of a game and then he get crocked again. So getting him fit, I still think there's, especially in Europe, Ox, I've said this a million times, when you've got millions of space in Europe, somebody like Matondo's worth his weight in gold because they can carry with that ball. So I still think there's a place for him.
It'll be interesting. Andy?
On them two, no. The Scott Wright one, you can see when he comes on the field of play, his attitude's not right. He just don't want to be there. Look, we tried to punt him a couple of times, so he knows as well that he's not wanted with Rangers long term. He only gets chances because there's a need at the moment because of all the injuries we've got. The McCausland one, yeah, like you can look at the two sides of the coin here where he would not have played him all the time. Would have had players and that would have been the right way to go about it. But what you can also say about him, the fact that he's played all these games, he'll have learned a lot in all these different games he's come across. So he's got more in the bank than what we thought he'd have got when he signed. He would have had, a full selection of players. So there's two sides of the coin with McCausland, but there are. Montando, I can run a bit, but he doesn't do much with the ball, in my opinion. And Scott Wright, no chance. So for both of them, no.
One of these days we'll get a player that Andy likes, AK.
I told you, I like McCausland. I like Jack, but he's injury prone. That's just the wind Dougie up, by the way.
He's a couple of weeks and you might not like him. I know you're like.
No, I'll definitely like him. He comes from the right stock. I don't have a problem with people like that.
Right. Now we're getting to the crux of the matter. What are you thinking, Stuart?
I think if he played all the games at Hampden, Scott Wright would keep Scott Wright. But apart from that, I think he'll go. I think he's, you know what, I mean, the normal sort of things happened away in the past when you think Rangers players, they would maybe go to Hearts to finish their career type of thing. So that could be an option. You maybe get Scott Wright, you maybe fancy him. A wee change maybe help him. And he wasn't bad with Aberdeen, that's why we bought him. So maybe go to Hearts, maybe reinvent himself a wee bit and maybe they'll stick with him a bit and get the best out of him, I think. So that would maybe be a good option as well. But I think Matondo, I think if he could move him on, he would move him on. I don't think he's his type of player. He wants players to be a wee bit more, to play in multiple positions. Again, Matondo could play through the front, but with a low block, I don't know. Not for me. I think he'll maybe try to move the two on with a few others, I would hope anyway. But we'll see what happens,
Yeah, I'm interested. What the manager's going to do, yeah. Be interested to see who comes and goes in the role. Southside, it will be interesting to see if anybody leaves that we don't think will leave during this window, yeah. Guys, maybe like Matondo, for instance, Ben Davis, yeah.
Aye, there could be somebody, but at the end of the day, if we're trying to get one or two in, we'll probably have to try and move one or two out. But come the summer, I think we'll see a bigger overhaul. This manager's not going to be kidded. He knows what he wants, and he's a proper manager. And he's gave the players, like you said, a clean slate to go out and show what they could do for him and what he expected. And if he don't do what he asked, he'll not be in the team. As he's made it clear a few times when he's done pressers. But no, I'm looking forward to how it's going to develop. Ox eventually be the manager, because we can see that we're playing no too bad at times. Some of it has been hard, but you've got to remember the amount of games we've played this month. It's been heavy going for all the players, and we've been ravaged with injury, and we've had to patch players up and that. And he's had a jigsaw, like he says. So the games are still thick and fast when we come back, but hopefully he'll maybe get a more consistent 11 that he maybe sees in his head going forward. Because I think probably the training camp and the two games that we've got, the players that are coming back should be ready to go surely when we come back to start. in the league. So I think then you'll maybe see a more settled squad. They maybe not have to rotate as much. Might just be 1 or 2 players in each game.
Who's these players that you're talking about coming back? Raskin?
Oh, I think Raskin will come back, aye. Well, Matondo, I'm saying, comes back because he's been out and he's going to be another addition. Whether he's going to get regular game time or no, we don't know, but he might, because he might be a player that will surprise you, and he might find that he's going to use him slightly more. He might be the guy that gets into the same position that we're thinking, and I think Dessers will commit sometimes, and I think that new boy that we've signed, Fabio Silva, I think he'll just go in and play number 9. I think that's what he would do with him. So, but it's good that we've got options. That's the thing, we've got options at the moment.
Talking about options, I think we've been joined by Big Al.
All right,
morning, Big Al, and happy New Year to you, big man.
Thanks very much. I was hearing there. Is that the big man? I heard you saying it's the busiest night of the week for him on Valentine's. Did you work for that Uber Eats? Uber Eats, what may deliver another romantic meals?
That'd be too energetic, Big Al. Running about that, carry on. How are you? Happy New Year to you, big man.
Aye, no, thanks very much. Just got back last night. So, no, that's good. Look, one thing I picked up it was a couple of weeks ago in one of his interviews, which I thought was really, really, really refreshing. And I think I've been asking for that for a while. The manager says he was here to make better players better. You know, he sees a bit of raw talent, or he sees he can work with something, and it's his job. I think that's amazing that the manager says something like, because we've not had that. You know, just managers bringing in players, try to bring in players that are a finished article or are going to add to the team. I know we don't want any projects, but for a manager to say that, he can see a bit of base talent or whatever to make that player better, to add value to that player for maybe a transfer fee later on, further down the line in a few years. I think that's great, and I think that also shows that he's keeping a really good positive eye on the young players. He'll be getting his coaching staff to make them better players. So I think that's really good. I don't know what you think about that.
Hi, listen, if you look at McCausland, mate, did McCausland get in the team if Clement was there now? I don't know if he would have done. I don't know if he would. Look, the young boy's still got a long way to go, but I'm pleased with him. And I think, like you've just mentioned as well, there is a few players there that we need to move on. Look, see, one for me as well, and it's all about moving forward. I think Lundstrom, I would struggle myself to give him another contract. I still think he's playing no bad. He's playing better, and he's a wee bit more consistent. But I still think he still likes to put that ball back away. I'd like to see somebody else in that midfield that's wanting to put the ball forward a lot quicker. And also on the Cantwell thing, I don't think the manager will suffer fools too much either. I think he needs to start picking his socks up and making greater impacts in the game. I mean, the game against them, it wasn't great, was it? No, it wasn't. So, I think.
I think other Jacobs will be on sugar pegs, because the manager would keep a close eye on all these players, like, you know. So
yeah, well, I'll get a counter argument about John Lundstrom, Andy.
Go to Alex. Go to Alex.
He'll hear playing down signing for Man City shortly, man. Him and Ryan Jack will be the Man City.
Not the Scouse guy, I won't, Big Al. Don't worry about that.
How are you, Andy? Do you have a nice holidays? Nice break?
Not too bad, yeah. Just quiet away there enough. Got a little bit steamed up there on New Year's Eve, but you can't do that at the Bills. You can't do it any time, can you? But yeah, quiet but good. Yeah.
It's good. And
Happy New Year to you, big man.
No, thank you very much. And how is that, Alex Kelly? I see his picture here, man. That's like something like a Stephen King movie, man.
That's the wee 16-year-old uses in his starboard.
Go to the final where... You look like him, man. You do look like him.
Happy New Year, Al.
Thanks very much, mate. And how is your thoughts on the new manager?
So far, so good, I would say, pal. It's down to the players, isn't it? He's come in and he's solidified where we were. We've won a trophy. We're through in Europe again, and let's get a tilt at the second part of the season. But I think striker is definitely a priority for the team now to take us forward.
No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Oh, something for to ask you, mate. Clement's come in, and I don't want to ever go the previous incumbent, but he's got that maturity about dealing with people that maybe the guy before him didn't have.
He was too close to the party, wasn't he? There's a big separation there. The man seems to have a bit of pedigree. Look, I'm still until he starts winning the repetitive league titles, I'll not be happy. The jury's still out, but you're always just wanting better for your team. He comes across as. I watch interviews now. I look forward to putting an interview on, see what he's got to say. You know what I mean? So he has gravitas. I'll certainly say that about him. I like him.
Right, that's fair. And you're right. I mean, there's a honeymoon period Southside, and he's still maybe in that. We've won the League Cup, the British thing's still in there. He's now starting to bring in his own players. He'll not be really fully judged to the summer till he brings in, and it becomes his own team, and then we'll see what it takes us. But at the moment, tick, 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 tick. Maybe one, half a tick, maybe a cross even, and then the rest have all been ticks. But you're judged long term, and consistency is important.
First impressions is usually important when he comes in, and how he conducted himself, and how he put himself across Big Al. And I think in these press conferences he talks well. He tries to have a wee bit of humour at times with him, but he talks about the team. It's always a team, and he doesn't really like getting singling players out too often, because he talks about the team and the story, and they've got to buy into the story and that. And you can see that he's got tactics, and you can see that he's got a presence and a stature about him. He's proven that he can win league titles when he's been in Belgium, so he's got a bit of a pedigree. He's a short time a manager, and I think the players that are there at the moment have bought into what he's trying to do. And I think they can see that he talks a lot of sense, because we've been getting results. Football's not been pretty, but I think that's been down to the amount of games they're having to play, and we've got the injuries and that. But short term, he's ticked a lot of boxes, mate. Loads of boxes.
Big Al, can you explain to some of us the bush fix that Fox was on about?
The bush fix? I know, I missed that.
You missed that one.
I'm away from bushes now.
All right, okay.
I'm not into all that anymore.
I know that AK and Andy don't like the bush.
I used to love a bit of bush, but no anymore.
Right, okay.
Anyway, I don't bother with it, to be quite honest. Get to that age, didn't
he? He asked me, well, great to hear from you, big man.
Aye, no, thank you.
Yeah, the family okay?
Oh, aye, they're all brand new, aye. The Cash King's home, so aye, everyone's good. Handed them a few $100 this month. It's just me and Big Blue left, you know what I mean? So they're all gone. They're all out doing their own thing now, like, No, it's great. And I've been enjoying it. Just I couldn't get a chance to phone in, just the time difference when I'm out of work. It's a big difference. Do you think the league's in the bag with this new manager? I think there's a bit of pressure on other teams.
I think we're in with a chance. Blue Star. I think we're in with a chance that we weren't in with 2 or 3 months ago. Blue Star.
Well, the very fact he's come in and he's had a lot of juggling about today, and he's gave his form out of wee McCausland. He's brought him into the game, and look what he's done with Big Sterling in midfield. And he has seen that coming, so it shows you he knows what he's doing, and that's half the battle, because of previous guy in the airmail. But it was just a big blusterer. So at least we can see for him now, and he's getting results. What he done in Europe was amazing with what he had at his disposal, because he's been racked with injuries. So to get the results and get us back where we are, and to get us to within 2 points, providing we win more 2 games in hand, it's looking pretty good for him.
Last word for your good self, Stuart.
Aye, I mean, there's a lot of kind of. I mean, what I like about Big Fella is I like his demeanour. I think he's come in and quashed a lot of egos, if you like. This kind of flattened that out. But I think Cantwell's still got a bit of an ego, this TikTok thing he was on with Sutton and all that. He doesn't like all that, a bit petulant. So I think if he doesn't stop that, he'll be gone, sort of thing. But going back to the final sort of word is, basically, if we'd thought maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks ago that we could be going into the next Old Firm game and with a chance of winning it and going ahead, that's got to be crucial. If we can do that, I think the league's ours. The other team will just fold. So that's my final thought for the night, guys. Look, thanks for keeping me on there, and we'll catch up with you later on sometime, okay?
Cheers, Stuart.
Cheers, then. Cheers, guys. Cheers.
Last word for yourself, Andy Felix.
Yeah, thought I needed to ring in tonight. I think there was some great opinions on it, great show, and I think all the points were valid. And it was good hearing Big Al come back on we're missing, don't we, at times. So, yeah, it's been absolutely great. And thanks for putting up with me again. I'll catch you shortly.
Always a pleasure, Andy. Always a pleasure. Doesn't matter what that AK says. Big Al.
Oh, no, thanks very much. Keep up the good work. And I think we can start turning that screw after the winter break.
Yeah. Blue Star.
Good discussion, great points for everybody, and great to be on the show. Thanks for having us, and I always say onwards and upwards. Just bring us in a striker, a hit man, and we'll all be bouncing. Right, thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate. AK.
Great show tonight again, pal. Good to be on with Big Pal Southside and yourself there. Great callers tonight, great points. So, Blue Star said onwards and upwards. Let's see where it takes us. Bring home Shankland, Dad.
Southside.
I wouldn't go that far, AK, saying I'm your pal, but it was all right today. I'm showing you.
All right, Ed McCarra.
But no, it was good to be on tonight. Well, it was good to be on tonight. Good to hear the big man on for Australia, Big Al, and everybody else that was on Blue Star and that. Good conversation, mate. We're passionate about the Rangers. We've got ourselves back into the league title, win 2 games in hand, win the games that we need to win, and I'm sure by the time we get to play them at Ibrox, that's when we can do the damage if they can keep up with us by then. So hopefully we'll just get after a flying start when we come back. Big Phil, we trust. So let's get stuck right in after this break, mate. And thanks for having us on as always.
Hey, here. Can I thank Blue Star for joining us, Ian, Stuart, Andy Felix, and of course Big Al for Australia. Always great to hear for the big man. Thanks to AK and Southside for doing the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals to back down. Everybody for listening. Rangers Radio will be coming back. We're having a wee break during the break, and we'll keep you informed. We will be back if anything breaks. We'll have special shows next week, Monday, Tuesday, whenever it happens. But the plan is to be back as we build up to the friend for a week Monday against Copenhagen. So, but if anything breaks, we will have a show. Thanks for listening. Stay safe, everybody. Let's hope we get the Super 6 up tomorrow so we can put that towards Shankland. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.